So turning 45 means I've got to do the dreaded colonoscopy. The reason why I have been dreading this so much is because I've actually had a colonoscopy in my early 20s. So it's been about 20 years since my last one, but I just remember the prep experience being so terrible. And I still remember that I almost wanted to gag during the prep. So I really was not looking forward to it, when I turned 45. And yeah, actually, I turned 45 in January. It's now August. So I've been putting it off for quite a while. My primary care physician put in the order, to have my colonoscopy done this year. I've had all year. To be fair, like when I set up the appointment, I had to first get a consultation with the gastroenterologist. I can't even say that word. It's such a tongue twister for me. That appointment alone took over 3 months. So by the time I called, I had to wait 3 months to see the physician that's going to be doing the colonoscopy for me. But once I saw him, I was able to schedule a colonoscopy right away. So at the consultation, he asked me some very simple questions like, my medical history, even if I'm taking any medications. He did ask if I've had a colonoscopy before, and I said yes. And he was a little bit surprised. And I explained that I had it when I was in my early 20s and they found nothing. And he was like, okay, well, then you kind of know what it was like. So you know the whole process, the prep and then the procedure. And I said yes, and I really hated the prep. But then he was like, don't worry. It has gotten a lot better in the past 20 years, so it will not be as bad as it was before. So when he said that, had a sigh of relief, and I was like, oh, good, because I really, really hated that prep. And he was like, don't worry, this time it's going to be much easier. When you do the procedure, you're put under, so you don't remember anything. And that's how it was when I did it before. Like, went in, and then I came out, and then it was done. It was really the whole process of this prior to the colonoscopy that was, yeah, dreadful. So glad to hear that, the prep is now not as bad as it used to be. So I set up my appointment, and I could have done it the following week, but I do need someone to drive me home after the procedure. But my husband was going to be gone, so I needed him to drive me home. So I basically scheduled an appointment for when he was going to be back. So this is why now I'm having the colonoscopy in August. I could have had it a little bit sooner in July. Anyways, so the whole prep. So after I, set up the appointment time, the office gave me a huge list, and this is like everything that they highlighted. I didn't highlight this, of what to buy, what I need to buy. And the whole prep starts a week prior to procedure. It's not just the day before, that's what I remember the most when I did the colonoscopy in my early 20s. I don't really remember the week prior. All I remember is the day before. So the day before is the one that's just the most dreadful because you can't have any solid foods the whole day. You can only have liquids, and that's when you take all the prep that cleanses out your system. So you're basically on the toilet. Well, you need to be near a toilet. And that's what I remember from before, is just not being able to get out of the bathroom. Like I was just there all day. But like he said, it's like totally different now. So I am curious to see like how different it is, the prep. And so what I need to do is I need to go buy MiraLAX 8.3 ounce bottle. I need to buy 64 ounces of Gatorade, but I do have to avoid certain food coloring, red and purple. And then I also need to go buy some groceries because a week prior to the procedure, I have to be really careful about what I eat. So I have to stop eating foods that are hard to digest, such as corn, raw vegetables, greens, nuts, and seeds. No whole grains, no oatmeal. So basically, I'm going to have to just stick to a super simple diet of rice and chicken, which is not bad because I love rice and chicken. But I just have to have lean meat. So I really like dark meat. So I said to, stick to like white meat. So that kind of sucks. So I have to stop eating all that the day before. only clear liquids all day, no solid foods, like it's in all caps. It's like chicken broth, Jello, and again, I have to avoid Jello that's red and purple. Ginger ale, Gatorade, 7-Up, popsicle. Again, I have to make sure the colors are approved colors. And then it basically gives all the info when I have to start taking the tablets, the MiraLAX, and to stay near a toilet. So I scheduled my colonoscopy at 10:30 a.m. and I wanted to do it first thing in the morning because I wanted to get it over with, and that was the first appointment time available. So basically, I have to get there an hour prior, so I have to be there at check-in at 9:30, by 9:30. Although this says when I called them to make sure I was on schedule, they said 9:15. So I mean that's more than an hour, but anyways, I'll go there at 9:15. My procedure starts at 10:30. So because my procedure starts at 10:30, I have to wake up super early in the morning, like at 3 a.m., to start my second dose of the prep. So at noon, I take the MiraLAX, and then at 5 p.m., I mix the entire container of MiraLAX in 64 ounces of Gatorade, and I drink the first half. And it tells you how to drink it, like 8 ounces every 15 minutes. Drink it slowly. Don't drink it quickly, not to sip, and then refrigerate the rest. Then, um, obviously, I'll start having bowel movements. And then 6 hours prior to the appointment time, I have to finish the second half. So that's why I have to wake up in the middle of the night and drink the second half, because I have to basically consume all of it 4 hours prior to my prep time. So, and then it says I can drink liquids up to 3 hours before my procedure time, but anything after that, I cannot have any more liquids. So I kind of had to, time everything out. And when I got home and I was reading all this, I was like, oh, that's when I realized I have to wake up like super early. So I probably won't get much sleep, but that's fine. Because I won't be able to, can't work the day of the procedure. So basically, Sunday is when I have to start my liquid diet prep, and then Monday is a procedure. So my procedure will be 1 week from tomorrow. I need to buy things that I'm allowed to eat prior to the procedure, and I go to Ralph's. Hopefully that I can buy everything there. If not, then I'm gonna have to make a couple stops, and maybe I'll go to Target. But head off to Ralph's. Stuff is so expensive. This is almost $20, $19.50. That's crazy. I didn't get everything I needed here because when I checked the price of the MiraLAX, it was $20 just for the MiraLAX. So I'm like, I looked online and it said that it was cheaper at Target, like $5 cheaper, but there's only 3 left in stock at the one next to or near where I live. So I'm gonna head over there and then get the other medication as well, MiraLAX. Hopefully that's also cheaper there, because man, just those two combined would have cost me over $35. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see if I can save some money. Okay, so they are out. This is not the size I need, it's too small. And that's too big. So I think I'm just gonna buy it on Amazon because it was cheaper on Amazon, I think. Let me check Amazon, or I might have to go back to Ralph's. So Target did not have the size that I needed for the MiraLAX. They have the tiny bottles. So I looked on Amazon, and it was actually cheaper to just buy it on Amazon. It was about 15 bucks, and I had the size bottle I needed. And then also for the MiraLAX, significantly cheaper on Amazon. So I think that was like less than $5 on Amazon. So yeah, so I just basically ordered everything on Amazon while I was inside Target and left. And so total, everything cost roughly, a little over $50. So not necessarily cheap to prep for your colonoscopy. I'm eating my last solid meal, and tomorrow it is all liquids. So I'm not looking forward to that. I actually don't like this, like, not being able to eat vegetables at all because I love vegetables. Well, like green vegetables in particular. I can have carrots, but everything has to be like mushed. It's almost like everything has to be baby food if I'm gonna have like carrots or vegetables that aren't greens. And yeah, so been eating a lot of pasta and rice and chicken this past week. Last night I was actually having dreams of like, what if I accidentally ate something because I forgot I was supposed to be on a liquid diet? I don't know why this was just making me so nervous that I have to drink liquids all day. Yeah, it's like this makes me more nervous than the procedure itself because I'm so afraid I'm gonna like mess something up or I forgot some detail. At 5 o'clock, well, maybe a little bit before 5, I need to start prepping my MiraLAX. And this is basically it's powdered. So I have to put this into 60, how many? 64 ounces of Gatorade. So when I bought the Gatorade, actually, it's not, I thought the Gatorade bottle was 32 ounces, and that would mean, oh, I would need two, and I can pour half of this into one, the other half into the other bottle. But the Gatorade bottles are actually under 32 ounces, and apparently they used to be 32 ounces. So I don't know if this is part of the shrinkflation and that's why they're not 32 ounce bottles anymore. But now it's in the refrigerator because I hate lukewarm Gatorade, so I'm keeping it cold so when it's time to drink it, it'll be nice and chilled. But they're now 28 ounces. So not quite 32 ounces, which I'm like, kind of throws off like the calculation. I bet this is like based on calculations when these bottles used to be 32 ounces. So now I need two of these, and then I need to pour 8 ounces of a third bottle. So basically I'm gonna put, 8 ounces in here to calculate the full the 64 ounces. And I'm just like, well, how am I gonna do this? Because I'm gonna pour half of this in here, the other, well, not really half. I don't know. I'll figure it out when time comes. But yeah, so that's something I noticed yesterday when I was putting the Gatorade in the fridge, that it's not 32 ounces. The only thing I can have that's somewhat solid, I guess, is Jello. So I really don't like Jello, but I also just don't want to have chicken stock soup all day. Gonna make some of this. I definitely should have made the Jello yesterday because for some reason when I read the packaging, I thought it said it would only take an hour to solidify, but I'm looking at it again and it said 4. I'm like, darn it, because that chicken broth I had is not doing anything. I'm still very hungry. I walk the dogs and I'm just like, just want something to eat so bad, but I can't, so I'll just keep drinking water. I'm crampy and I feel weak, got a headache. I didn't think I was gonna, I mean, it's not bad, but so I took the laxatives at noon, and then around like 2 o'clock, maybe no, around like 1 o'clock, I was feeling a little crampy and my stomach was kind of not feeling so great. So I went to lay down, was just on my phone, um, just chilling. And then like around 2, I was like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. So went to the bathroom, was in and out pretty fast. Then I want to say 10 minutes later, I had to go again. And then 10 minutes later, I had to go again. And now it's like 3 and my stomach is calm right now. So I'm wondering when the next episode's gonna be. But I'm just lying here in bed because I'm so hungry. Can't eat anything besides chicken broth. The Jello I made still hasn't solidified. I've been drinking water and not a ginger ale. I got a headache. So I'm just kind of lying here watching videos on my phone. And I want to take my 2 dogs out to play, but I'm afraid if I'm out there, I'd have to rush back in and won't make it to the bathroom. So yeah, so that's where we're at right now. So I need to start prepping my MiraLAX and Gatorade mix. Hopefully I don't have to go to the bathroom while I'm making this. I've been going to the bathroom a lot already, so let me get this started. I'm gonna try to mix it in here. Hopefully I don't know if it'll fit in here. We'll see. So actually, I feel like I can't really shake it in this. So I'm wondering if I should put it back, like empty this out into something else and then put this back into the 3 and shake it. Yeah, trying to figure out what's the best way. But before that, of course, I have to go to the bathroom. I have this. I don't even think this is gonna work. Oh my gosh. It's like the solution, it's like all dropping to the bottom here. I feel like this is like the most inefficient way of doing this. I think now it's at a place where I can really get in there and mix it. I shook them in the bottles, and that did a way better job of basically getting the mix to dilute inside the dairy. So now that's pretty diluted. I don't see anything, any powder sitting at the bottom. Okay, and then I started drinking this in 5 minutes. Not all of this. I drank half of this now, and then the other half I have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning to drink the remaining half. Also, my butt is already on fire from all the wiping. I'm trying not to wipe really hard and like, just tapping. It is just mostly water, but oh my gosh, I don't know how much more I can handle this. I might have to just like hop in the shower after every time I go because I can't wipe anymore. It hurts now. Here's the first 8 items. Okay, that wasn't so bad, but that was just my first one. Hey. So this is my last 8 ounces for today. I didn't think I'd end up like this. I thought I'd be fine, but no. My stomach hurts. I have a huge headache. I feel nauseous. I almost passed out in the bathroom. That's all for now. I'm feeling a little bit better. So after I was feeling nauseous and cramping and just having no energy and I felt like passing out, I drank some Gatorade and ginger ale. Was like sipping on it very slowly, and then I started to feel better, and then I kind of passed out. So I passed out for about an hour and a half to a couple hours. So I'm surprised that I actually passed out and didn't have to go to the bathroom during that time. Then when I woke up around 10:30, had to go to the bathroom, more, fluids came out. Then I was like, oh, maybe I can take a shower. So I took a shower. So I think it's starting to calm down right now because I was going to the bathroom like every 10 to 15 minutes. So that was the first time that there was a little bit of a break. Um, so yeah, I'm so tired. I'm gonna try to sleep. It's 11 o'clock right now. I need to get up at 3:30 to start the second half of the MiraLAX Gatorade mix. I will say the one thing I regret not doing is getting, non-scented wipes because going to the bathroom this much, your beehole is just like on fire. Even if I'm like wiping very lightly, because it's just water, it's still like just the third time I went, it was already like on fire. So it was so painful to the touch. I asked ChatGPT what I can do because I mean, I have really soft tissue paper, toilet paper, but that didn't really do it. If you have a bidet, that's what you should be doing because that would help tremendously. But if you don't have a bidet, what I did was after asking ChatGPT like what I can do to help relieve the pain, suggested putting Vaseline, just like a thin layer of Vaseline, and that helped. That helped a lot. But there were still moments where I was just like, God, this hurts so much. So what I would do is just hop in the shower and rinse. But I can't do that like every 10 to 15 minutes. So I did it sometimes. I wish they would have kind of put those types of tips in the prep. Like, if you do start getting irritated down there, like, you can put some Vaseline on it, or I don't know. There was just like none of that was on the information sheet. So on the prep sheet that the doctor's office gave me. So I wish that was on there. Luckily I had Vaseline in the house. So yeah. So yeah, so I'm glad I'm feeling a little bit better now. A lot better actually. Like, yeah, that moment where I was about to pass out and I felt so nauseous. I was like, oh no, I hate this feeling. It's probably because like I had a headache. Actually, my headache is gone now. I had a huge headache, hungry, been going to the bathroom since like 2 p.m. I think my body was just like shutting down. So anyways, I will update back at 3:30 in the morning. Good morning. So tired. Okay, so last one. I'm heading out. Got my emotional support babies. So I had to go to the bathroom one more time before leaving. Hopefully that's it. Hopefully I don't. That's what I'm nervous about, is that I'm gonna have an accident in the car. So I bought a towel on the seat to put on the seat just in case, and I brought extra clothes just in case. It's probably fine, but just in case. And yeah, so luckily the drive is only 10 minutes.
House across the largest online retailer, a company called.
All right, I'm in my gown and ready to go to my bed. I'm ready. I'm just waiting for my anesthesiologist, and then I should be good to go soon. Got me hooked up. Got my gown on. I'm ready. Ready to get this over with. I just woke up from anesthesia, so I probably won't remember recording this, but so glad I did this. Fine. I keep turning off the recording. I'm so glad they found the polyp and removed it. So I wonder how long I've been out. Let me check what time it is. It's 10:56. I think. Oh my gosh, I keep stop recording. I'm so out of it. It's 10:56. I got rolled in around 10:30, so about 30 minutes. I can't remember what I was dreaming about, but I'm in recovery, and they did find one polyp and it was removed. So I'm so glad I did this, because that polyp could be, it could potentially be cancerous, but it's caught early, and they're sending a follow-up to a lab, so I'll get the results later. And yeah, it's over. So happy. And they gave me some apple juice. Everyone here has been so lovely and kind. Okay, on my way home. I feel so good. Glad it's over. Super hungry. So Brian's inside right now grabbing some food because I don't feel like cooking. I just want to eat right now. Although they did say don't eat like super heavy all of a sudden. Take it slow. So at Luna Grill, grabbing some rice, veggies, and a little bit of meat. And yeah, I'll do a little I'll do like a follow-up when the sedation is totally worn off, because I think there's still a little bit in me. So kind of share the experience inside, because I couldn't really record in there. And yeah, so happy it's over. I'm back to normal. I'm eating normally. I feel great. I'm glad I did this because they did find a polyp. It shows here, they gave you like, a picture immediately, After the procedure, they give you this, but they did find a 6 millimeter polyp and it was removed. And they said that it's recommended they come back in 7 years. So I'm not looking forward to doing that again. But I will say the prep was definitely better this time than it was 20 years ago. Like 20 years ago when I did it, I just remember so much that I wanted to throw up more than once. I didn't feel like fainting or anything, or I don't remember being so hungry. I just remember wanting to throw up a lot because of the way I had to drink the liquids that they gave me. I can't quite remember what it was 20 years ago. But this time, the prep actually, drinking the MiraLAX and the Gatorade, it wasn't too bad. There were moments where I'm like, ugh, can't drink this anymore, but it wasn't that bad. What was really bad was at one moment, like I just kind of lost a lot of energy and I felt like kind of passing out when I was on the toilet. And it probably was a combination of things. I was hungry. I had a massive headache. It's probably the headache that really did me. I didn't have a whole lot of chicken broth or anything else. It was just really Gatorade and ginger ale and water. I just couldn't eat or drink the chicken broth. It was just tasted gross to me. And then I had Jello a little bit, but even that, I think I had like 3 spoonfuls of it, and it was just like, ugh. Like I just didn't want to have it anymore. It was making me feel gross. So maybe if I would have had a little more chicken broth and Jello, I wouldn't have felt like I was gonna pass out. But once like I went through that, maybe it lasted about 15 minutes, and then I was totally fine after that. So I like struggled for a little bit, but then after that I was fine. So once I got into the facility, it was really fast from there. Like I checked in, signed my papers. There was a bathroom right there just in case if you needed to go, which actually I didn't have to go. So I was so glad I didn't have to like rush to the bathroom. My stomach was really calm by then. And yeah, it was like an assembly line. They gave me my gown and then they gave me my bed, and there was just like rows of beds with curtains, and I can hear everyone next to me. I can see other patients waking up from their anesthesia, and the nurses that were working there, they were on top of it, coming really fast. Everyone had, my information. They had their designated duty, and so it just moved really fast. And I appreciate that. So I'm not just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. So once I got in, it moved really fast, saw the doctor, and then, yeah, then I passed out. And then I woke up like 30 minutes later and was so glad that, everything went well, found one polyp, and that I should go back in 7 years to do another one. And that's it. So I hope this kind of eased your anxieties if you're having anxiety about doing a colonoscopy. It really, is definitely way better experience than what I experienced 20 years ago. It kind of sucks, yes, because you can't eat the day before. And part of the prep, when I started taking the MiraLAX, it did feel kind of gross at one point. But it went away fast. And then the next morning, it was a breeze. So I hope this helps you out.